For Charles Hyam, the importance of the trade links can't be overemphasized.
The control of trade was absolutely vital, and this is probably why the earliest civilizations in Southeast Asia developed in coastal areas which were exposed to the initial arrival of the trade vessels and indeed the dispatch of trade goods to India and to China. And this allowed local rulers, local chiefs, who were already emerging and becoming more powerful and more wealthy, suddenly to enrich themselves and gather together more followers and become more wealthy. And then, of course, all sorts of other things followed. For example, cities, taxation, the development of state religions, the adoption of more and more godlike features for these rulers. And the end product of all this was a site like Angkor.
Historians are now absorbing the information that long-distance trade was occurring in this part of Asia about 1,000 years earlier than they had thought. For along with the trade would have gone ideas and influences, a cultural melding from which great civilizations could emerge. The findings at Angkor Barai have put the clock back on contacts between India and Southeast Asia. But will historians have to revise their views about trade elsewhere in Asia? Bridging east and west, Constantinople, the modern Istanbul, was and is a natural crossroads, an ancient city straddling the Bosphorus Straits that divide Europe from Asia. Perfectly positioned, Constantinople became the hub of all the great trading routes, creating a glorious melting pot of cultural diversity and commercial acumen. By the 10th century AD, intercontinental trade had laid a firm foundation for what was later to become the Ottoman Empire. As far as historians were concerned, the blossoming of Constantinople was the beginning of long-distance communication in this part of the world. But 500 miles from the capital, in the stark tundra of Turkey's Anatolian steppe, one of the world's oldest cities has something new to reveal. Çatalhöyük dates from the dawn of human civilization. It's the earliest city ever discovered, the first evidence of people living in a large, settled group. Here, 9,000 years ago, there were streets and houses with decorated walls and ornaments. A team from England's Cambridge University is slowly uncovering the city. For archaeologist Shahina Farid, this evidence of community living is a turning point in human history.
As a Neolithic site, the characteristics of Çatalhöyük is that it's one of the earliest sites when people settled down after a hunting-gathering type livelihood. And they settled down in one place, started building houses and taking advantage of their environment.
The city was supported by farming, and its people enjoyed a period of stability lasting many centuries. And they weren't just scraping a living. Skeletons buried beneath the houses revealed that these ancient city dwellers were well-nourished and healthy, apparently prosperous.
The community at Çatalhöyük appear to have done very well at this particular site. The site was populated and lived in for over 1,000 years, and if things hadn't been working for them, they would certainly have moved on. So something was obviously keeping them at this particular spot.